Hello, everybody. Welcome back to East Coast Haunts. This is MK,
And this is Sam.
and we are back after a little bit of a reprieve. It's been a busy couple of weeks around here, but I have to say I am incredibly excited for this episode, the topic of this episode.
I have to agree that I am also very excited. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know if Nashville is on the East Coast. I'm assuming it is.
I looked it up, and it is considered, like, even Tennessee is considered, like, technically East Coast, depending on who you ask. But
Okay.
I kind of was wondering the same thing. I'm gonna say that it counts, though, so that we can just branch out a little bit.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with branching out a little bit. There's lots of coasts to explore. So obviously,
Exactly.
you may know now that we're doing somewhere in Tennessee.
Yes, we are visiting the great... Not the cap... Is it at the capital? Is it the capital? Am I an idiot? Yes, it is the capital. Nashville, known for its music, its drinking, and party scene, all of which are good by me.
Yeah.
And today, I actually just booked a trip there with some of my friends, so that's kind of what inspired this episode. I am so excited to go here, and I'm definitely going to be paying this bar slash restaurant a visit. Sam, you want to tell them where we're going?
Today we are going somewhere that the title, the name doesn't sound haunted, but I think this place probably is. It's called the Rainbow Room, and it is in the heart of Nashville. I believe it's on what was it, Paper
Printer's Alley, yeah.
Printer's Alley. Okay, yeah, right on Printer's Alley. So, the Rainbow Room has a super interesting history, a very interesting ghost that's said to inhabit it, and MK, I'm gonna let you get started with the history.
All right, awesome. I'm like so excited to talk about this. So, like Sam said, Skull's Rainbow Room is located on the legendary Printer's Alley in the heart of Nashville. And it was opened in 1948 by David Scullman, and that's spelled Schulman. So it's not two different skulls. It's like Skull was his nickname, but it was also because like his last name started with Skull.
Right.
Clever.
Right.
Yeah. And he was known as the mayor of Printer's Alley. So you may be asking yourself, why was he called Skull? Well, let me tell you. He was in a car accident, in which he fractured his head. So his friends started calling him Skull, and the name just stuck.
That's pretty. I guess that works. Yeah.
Right? I've heard worse nicknames. At least this one has, like, an interesting backstory, but, you know, Skull.
Right. And at least it kind of sounds similar to his last name, so you could also, you know,
Be like,
you could
oh,
also
yeah.
say it was because of that.
Not because I banged my noggin in a...
Yeah, ow. Gosh, good thing he wasn't, like, injured any further. Otherwise, the nickname wouldn't be funny.
I know. Well, unfortunately, I can't say that yet. So...
That's true, yeah.
Yes. So Skull was a character. He was known for his interesting outfits that he used to wear up and down a Printer's Alley. This included lots of rhinestones, overalls, and something called Nudie and Manuel jackets. Okay. So if you look them up, I think it's just called having style, because these things are so, like, they're really neat looking. They're like, I kind of almost want to say, like, when you think of like a typical Elvis outfit, this is like what he would have wear. Like, it had like the flames on the back and like the classic like Nashville embroidery. You know what I'm talking about?
What is it, Manuel Nudie?
Yes, Nudie and Manuel jackets.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And I'm looking right now. It says, how much does a nudie suit cost? Between 11,000 and 18,000.
11,000. I thought you were going to say 1,100.
Wow. I mean, maybe that's for like a full. This is cool though. I'm looking at the Google images and
They're pretty
like you
neat,
said,
right?
yeah, kind of like with Elvis. Yeah, I can definitely see the Elvis inspiration here.
I'm sure Elvis had one or at least a few nudie manual jackets. He was known for his flamboyant fashion as well as his flamboyant personality. He was, there was a reason that he was known as mayor of Printers Alley. He was friendly. People noted that he was super hospitable and charitable, and he often gave like odd jobs around the Rainbow Room, like custodial jobs or like bartending gigs to homeless people around the alley so they could earn like a few bucks here or there, which was really nice.
That's really nice. Yeah, he sounds like a good guy.
I know, isn't
Honestly.
that so sweet?
Yeah.
He was definitely. He also was known for his love of poodles, and he had several pet poodles, and he would walk them around the alley on like rhinestone leashes. So,
I love that. Wait,
Isn't that
is
so
it
cute?
true? Did he dye them different
Yes.
colors? Okay, I thought I saw that.
So that's like so iconic. Like imagine just being known for like your nudie and Manuel jackets and your rhinestones and like walking around your multicolored poodles.
Yeah.
Like that I feel like you can't have a better like reputation around Printers Alley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He seems like he was like really very eccentric, but like in the best way possible.
Exactly. And his love of poodles was like so well known that he was even sent one as a gift by the one and only Elvis Presley. So if news of
Elvis.
your obsession reaches Elvis Presley, you know it's probably for real.
That is so funny. For real.
For um
So Elvis knew that this man existed. That's pretty cool.
oh, just wait. So, 1948, this guy, David Scullman, opens the Rainbow Room. And in only 4,000 square feet, so that's like, what is that? It's like 200 by 20. Like, it's a small area. The Rainbow Room was able to master the transformation between jazz hall, strip club, and speakeasy. So it functioned as all three of those, sometimes at the same time or like at different periods throughout its history. And it saw many music legends on their journey to fame. Some of them performed there, some of them frequented the bar, but some of them were Etta James, and she was a blues, jazz, and R&B singer. She's best known for her song At Last, which is the song that goes,
Yes.
At last, my love has come home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's really okay. So there are some big wigs here. If
Oh
that's who
yeah,
we're starting
just
off
wait.
with.
That's who we're starting off with. So, Patsy Cline also used to perform here. She's an American country singer that died very tragically in a plane crash that also like killed a couple of other celebrities. So that was
Like
very
the
sad.
Jada music died. Is that what that isn't? Remember?
Yeah, it wasn't that one. It wasn't Buddy
Oh,
Holly's
okay,
plane
never mind.
crash, but it was
Okay.
it was one that killed like several notable country
Okay.
country artists.
Okay.
Johnny Cash frequented this establishment.
Wow.
Paul McCartney,
Okay.
who was
What?
from the Beatles.
Wow.
Okay, this is like super embarrassing, and I promise I do actually know my music, but I was like a little bit sleep deprived when I was taking these notes. So I have in here that Bob Dylan also used to perform, and I have
Okay.
like insert joke about like new One Love movie. I am fully aware that that One Love movie is about Bob Marley and that they're not the same person.
That is
But I
so,
just now realize
I would also love to know. I would also love to know what joke you were planning on. planning on.
I was like,
What
my
would you have
improv
inserted?
skills.
That is so funny. That is.
I definitely like meant to go back and like write something, but I'm just now seeing this little aside that's like, and I was like, wait a second, I know that those are not the same people. Anyway.
Thank you for being truthful.
And
I
of course,
appreciate that.
I have to, this is what we're all about here on East
You gotta
Coast Haunts
stay
is
humble.
transparency. You've seen us at our best and our worst. Um, and also Elvis Presley used to perform and frequent this bar.
They're
So,
okay, so some like insanely famous people.
yes.
Like
So if
absurdly
you
famous.
are ever welcome to perform on their quote unquote checkerboard stage, you are among the greats.
Wow. That's
And
really
they still
cool.
have live jazz every night.
Yeah, which is impressive that they have it every single night. I was like, they really have like a niche and they're sticking to it,
Yeah.
which I really like.
And I love that it's like on the music strip and they're still doing like live jazz. They're also doing they do burlesque on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
Ooh.
nights. And they have a fully operational bar and restaurant.
There's a
And
lot going on there in a good way.
there is. And now I'm not sure if you cover this too much in the haunts, but there was also a murder that happened here.
You feel free. I'm gonna talk about some of the hauntings that may or may not be haunting after that murder, but you tell us the history of the murder.
Great. I was hoping you were going to give me the go ahead for this because this
Of
is
course.
extremely, I thought, extremely, it's very sad, but it is very interesting.
It
So,
is.
unfortunately, Skull Skullman met his end in the Rainbow Room. In 1998, Skullman was found unconscious in the Rainbow Room by a cigarette vendor. So, I guess they used to come like door to door and sell you
Yeah.
cigarettes. Which, I
Yeah,
mean,
back in 1998, which I'm like, that wasn't even like that. Like, that was the year I was born. It was not that long. Well, I guess it kind of
oh
was
my
long ago,
god.
but still.
I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize what I was thinking that this was still back in like the 60s, even though I did just read
No,
1998 out loud.
it was
Yeah,
in,
that's
it was
crazy.
98.
Which I guess, I mean, hey, a jazz slash burlesque club is probably, I would think, top dog for cigarette sales.
Yeah, maybe he was like delivering like a huge package of them or something. I don't know.
Probably. And then I just want to give like a little trigger warning for violence. But he
Yeah.
was found on the ground with his throat slit and his skull was fractured. So, unfortunately, he was hospitalized and he died the next day at 80 years old. When he was found unconscious, his poor little poodle, Sweetie, was still in the bar and like wandering aimlessly around the bar in his body,
That's so
which is so
sad.
sad. It literally like oh, it hurts my heart to think about that poor dog cuz poodles are one of the smartest dog breeds. So you have to imagine like
That
oh,
he was pretty, yeah. That's so, yeah, to see his like owner, like his best friend probably like on the
I
ground. He was probably
know.
so
Oh,
confused what was happening. Is really, and also like, I mean, I know you're gonna get into this in a second, like um the motive behind the murder, but it's like you're really gonna kill an 80-year-old man who's been nothing but nice to like the entire city of Nashville. Like an
exactly.
80-year-old
This was
man.
such a senseless obviously like all murders are senseless, but this one was like
Really
it like
sad.
really makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Um and in response to the murder, the Rainbow Room closed for 17 years.
Mhm.
So it was closed pretty much what they thought was going to be indefinitely. But Nashville rallied in response to his murder. Tanya Tucker, who's a very famous country singer, she sings the song Delta Dawn. She
Yeah.
kept vigil at his bedside until he died. Willie Nelson, another extremely famous country singer, he appeared on America's Most Wanted to help like raise awareness and to help find the killer. And his funeral was absolutely packed by people that adored him and also with celebrities, which I know is like
Wow.
not important like of their status isn't important, but it is like noted pretty much everywhere that like any of the greats that like got their start or frequented Broadway in Nashville, like they were at this funeral because
To
everyone
pay
knew
their
who he
respects,
was.
yeah. Wow.
Exactly. to the mayor of Printer Alley.
Oh.
And unfortunately, the case kind of went cold for a couple of years, but in 2000, the murderer was found by a police captain, E.J. Bernard, and he tracked the trail to a patient in a Nebraska mental institution. So,
Oh.
yeah, kind of crazy stuff. So it actually was linked to two people, Jason Pence and James Kavai. And Pence was previously employed as a custodian in the Rainbow Room by Skolman. And that was how he knew that Skolman kept cash from that day's sales in his overall pocket. So
Oh
he,
no.
along with Kavai, that it was a robbery gone wrong. They were intending to rob him, assuming that Skolman didn't comply. They killed him in order to get the money, which is like, it's like so disheartening because like this guy he employed Pence as a custodian. He was probably like down on his luck, was going through some hard times, and Skolman like reached out to him and offered him this gig, and now you're gonna use that against him, and
Right.
eventually end his life over it.
Having a steady job, like, it like wasn't enough for him, so now he has to go and like not only rob but then kill the man that like went out of his way to help him. It's
Exactly.
like absolutely horrible.
Well,
So wow,
luckily,
I was just gonna say, I wonder how he got from Tennessee to Nebraska.
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Probably just was on the run.
Yeah.
But Kavai, who actually was the one who murdered Skolman, he got a life sentence, and Pence got 15 to 25 years for facilitation of murder because he was the one that like came to Kavai with the plan and said,
Okay.
I know he keeps it in his pocket.
Okay.
And to end this on a happier note, in 2015, the Rainbow Room officially reopened as Skull's Rainbow Room by Phil Martin and David Weilman. It was empty for 17 years, and it had flooded and caught fire several times, so they really had their work cut out for them restoring this place. But they got it up and functioning and booming, and eventually in 2017 the venue was purchased by Bill Miller, who owns several other very notable establishments in Nashville, including the Johnny Cash Museum, the Patsy Cline Museum, and Nudi's Honky Tonk. So
Wow.
we got tons of connections to the Rainbow Room, and he has preserved it as best he can so it looks the same as it did when it opened in 1948. And it is still a booming, iconic stop in Nashville today. I have to say, I know I say this about a lot of our haunts. I am dying to go here. Like, really and truly, I want to go here so badly.
Even if there was like nothing haunted about it, just like the
Yeah.
food and the vibe and the entertainment looks so fun.
It just, like, their menus look really good. They have like a full service bar. Their cocktails look delicious. Just the fact that like speakeasies and like burlesques also like intrigue me because I've never been to one.
Yeah. Me neither.
And this place just looks like it has I know that there was a murder here, but the vibes look immaculate here.
And it's really cool that it's from the 40s. Like, it's the same building. It's not like they reopened somewhere else. It's like the same building, right? They try to like restore it to as close as possible to the original, which is really, really cool.
This place, I feel like they did such justice in Skolman's memory by keeping this place like alive and functioning as it was back when he was alive and in charge.
And I feel like he would be happy, like, if he could see it, which maybe he
100%.
can see it.
Ooh, good
Yeah,
segue.
so, yeah, I know, good segue, right? So, let's get into, okay, so that's, the history. Obviously, now we're going to the haunts. The question is the Rainbow Room haunted? I don't know. You
Who
let
knows?
me know at the end of this if you think it is. So
I will opine.
On the Ghost City Tours website, they present the same question, and before they begin answering it, they share this quote from David Skolman, which I think is like the perfect uh, introduction, and it's sort of like eerily like a prediction sort of like what was to happen, sort of. I don't know. Skolman said, "The alley will always be here, I expect, and I'll stay here with it."
Oh.
So, yeah, so kind of interesting, right?
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
um, like you said, the Rainbow Room was closed for 17 years and it reopened in 2015. You will not be surprised, I don't think, to find out that people claim to see Skull, and he is in and around the Rainbow Room. He's up and down the alley, and don't worry, he is often accompanied by his dog. Probably Sweetie. I mean, I know that he had multiple poodles. I would like to think it's Sweetie.
Aw.
Um, and people see David, like I said, in the Rainbow Room, but then also outside around Printer's Alley. And apparently, he and his dog, when they're seen, they have like a usual route that they like to take,
Oh my
which I thought
god,
was
he's
really
like
cute.
so cute.
Oh, the dog! I know the dog was so cute. It was like a little. He was like a little white fluffy poodle, right?
Oh my god, and even also just like David Skolman, I just look up a picture of him so that if
Oh, I
I'm
know.
walking
He's so
along the
sweet
alley,
looking. I know. He looks so sweet and happy.
I know he does look so happy. Like that just makes you like feel good, you know?
I know.
It's sad that
I
he
feel
was
like he
taken so early, but I mean, he did live a nice life, but
he
it's
definitely lived
he's
his
so
life to the fullest.
and he
It
loved
would
his
seem.
poodles. He's with a poodle in every single one of these pictures.
I also love. I think it's so funny how like different. Like this is a tangent, but I think it's so funny how different. Oh, sorry if you hear my
Was that the
dog barking in
poodle?
the
Was that
background.
Sweetie?
Um, I think. Look at she's growling. I think it's so funny how like different people like choose like the different breeds that they're attached to.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I think it says like so much about people depending on like what dog breed they tend to gravitate towards.
I completely
Um,
agree with you.
right? There's got to be some sort of psychological study or something, or even just like a TikTok that's like, if you like Chihuahuas, you must be like this, or if you like Labradoodles, you must be like this. Um. Anyway, that was a tangent. So back to the haunting of it all. Another reason, so yeah, so people do see Skull and his dog in and around the Rainbow Room, which is cool.
Mhm.
And it's cool because he seems happy, but we'll get into that in a second.
Good.
So another reason that people think the Rainbow Room might be haunted. Okay, picture this. It's really
Picturing.
hot out, okay? It's
Okay.
Nashville. It's summertime. It's in like the 80s or the 90s outside. It's humid, it's hot, okay?
Ooh.
You're inside the Rainbow
Ugh.
Room because it's getting renovated. They're doing some, changes to it, updating it, what have you. The walls of the building are stone, and so they're super thick. There's no
Okay.
draft getting in or out. There's no way that like a breeze can be coming in or out or anything like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're in the Rainbow Room, right? However, and of course, there's no AC because it's being renovated, so that's off.
Woof.
However, when you're in the Rainbow Room, there's like a nice, cool temperature in the room. But when you go outside, it's hot
Hmm.
again. But for some reason, in the Rainbow Room, despite there being no AC, no fans, nothing like that, it's nice and cool. Which, as you may know, MK, I know you know this, but cold spots are
To
often
know this.
associated with spirits. So it's kind of interesting that it's like this one room in the sweltering heat is nice and cool. Makes you
How
think.
courteous of the ghosts, really and truly. Because I'm never grumpier than when I'm like hot.
Yeah,
So,
same.
like, really, how nice of them to provide otherworldly air conditioning.
I know it is, and it's
Like,
like again, it seems like the vibe is very nice and friendly, which makes it even nicer.
makes me even
Um,
want to go there more.
I know, exactly. So, and like I said, the good news is that Skull if he is still lingering. He seems happy, which makes sense
Good.
because it seems like this was like he made like, okay, let's see, if he died in 1998 and the Rainbow Room opened in 1948, so that's like four, like that's, or is that 50? Is that 50 years?
Yeah, he operated it for 50 years.
Like that is a long time. That's a really long time. So it's kind of cool that maybe he gets to see from the afterlife, like everything that happened, and like that even like this many years later, like 80, 90 years later, like people are still coming here and it's so popular and it's like hopping every night. There's always jazz music playing. Like that's really cool.
Ugh, that's where I would want to spend eternity.
Yeah, especially if you spent your whole life like building it up and like putting your all into it. It'd be kind of cool to be able to like watch what happens afterwards.
Exactly. I think this is a total tangent too, but this reminded me of that. Um,
Mhm.
I have recently discovered a bar near my apartment that
Mhm.
does like live jazz. So my boyfriend and I went the other night to go watch this live like jazz band, and we don't really know anything about jazz, but we were like, oh, like try something new. It could be fun.
Yeah.
We just watched La La Land, so that was probably
I was about to
part of
say
the
that. I was
inspiration.
literally about to say that. That's so funny.
So you know, um, and we wanted that vibe, so we found this place. They have live jazz music. It's awesome. But they had a jazz band come in and they played like jazz covers of like 80s and 90s bands or like
Oh,
songs.
that's right up
So
your
you
alley.
recognize all the music, but it was like so jazzy and fun. And I have to say, like, it kind of reminds me of like a similar vibe of this place. But if I was, confined there for all eternity, like, I genuinely think I'd be very happy too. Especially if I had my little poodle with me.
Like, what more can you ask for? I mean,
That's what, yeah.
obviously, it's not great that he was murdered. Like, I'm not saying that
But
part is good. But it's nice that maybe he has some peace in the afterlife, hopefully.
yeah,
That's
I
really
hope that
cool, though.
he got to. I hope that if he is still like hanging around the Rainbow Room, I hope that he gets to see like the success and like the just the general like sense of love for this place around Nashville. Because like I was reading some quotes like just from different people about like him and about the Rainbow Room. And everyone is like, just everyone has so much nice stuff to say about him, about the venue, like, and just I don't know. It makes me want to go there even more than just like the vibe of like the bar and the restaurant. Like I just want to see like what has everyone buzzing, you know?
And yeah, I completely agree. And it's like he definitely left his mark on Nashville because it's like however many years later, and we're still talking about him, and his restaurant bar venue is still open. And it's like not only is he iconic for that, but like you were saying, he like gave jobs to homeless people, and he like was generous. I just think he was like a really special guy. And it's so
Yeah.
sad that his life ended the way it did, but I'm glad that his brainchild is like still alive and well, and like bringing joy to people. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but still.
No, but I couldn't have said it better myself. I completely agree. I think that he would be very happy to know that the Rainbow Room is where it's at today. So I will do my best to get there and get some pictures for everyone, some firsthand pictures. I'll let you
Yay!
know if I get any of those drafts or if I see a little poodle running around on a rhinestone leash. I feel like that would probably make my life. I'm not gonna. I would
Yeah,
be so excited if that was like my first like true paranormal experience.
I
Was
would be
like
absolutely very happy with that.
I would be jazzed actually.
Like,
Um,
hey, that was good. That was good. That was
on
good.
that note, I can't wait to check this place out. And you know, until next time, we're just two
Until next time,
ghouls.
creeping it real. And we'll be back soon. We'll be back sooner. You won't have to wait a couple of weeks for us. We'll be back very soon.
Yes. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.